I feel like that's a morning show intro. I feel like I've just woken up, you know?
I was expecting you to be horrified. Horrified.
It's very 70s. It feels like the 70s and it feels like I'm on a morning TV show.
That's the thing.
Can someone
wait a minute.
Bring me a coffee? Yeah, coffee. Yeah, cheers, mate.
I was hoping you were going to go, what on earth was that? Because...
Oh, no. I pictured you doing something like that.
Well, if you had have reacted this way, I was going to do this.
Oh, yeah. Now we're in the 80s. Now we're in the 80s, everyone. All right. Yeah. We're rocking out.
Rock.
Oh, yeah.
How was my timing with that? I had to take out a slide and do some tweaking to get the to get it all to fit in. What do you reckon?
I don't know which one we're going with, Tori.
I don't know. I thought we could throw to chat, but let's throw a third option in the mix. And I promise this is the last one.
This is I've only 90s, got obviously.
I've only got one outro. No, this is vaguely familiar.
Nah, boo. Nah.
It's so groovy now, isn't it?
I kinda like the first one.
Me too.
No, let's not let the audience pick.
I can't even stop this, unfortunately.
No, once it's going, it's going. We're not letting the audience pick. We're making the rules around here, Tori. All right?
Well, that one seems so slow now, doesn't it? Especially after the second one. No, I think we do. This is a democracy.
No, it is a democratic republic, all right? They have elected us to make the decisions, and we will make the decision.
So which one are you choosing?
I reckon the 80s one. Nah, the 70s. Go the 70s one.
Well, I'm going to vote 80s then. We're going to tie.
And because I'm the man, I'll make the rules. So we'll go with the 70s.
All right. Well, this is the winner. Woo! Yeah.
Well, it is a game show. It's who wins the match.
It is. And bad luck, Humana was like, I don't like the Megapine one. The same slide is in each one. It's just the song change. Although the first one, that one, has one extra slide. The other two didn't, so they would fit. I know Humanimal wants to hear the 80s one. Oh, my God, we're going to have an argument. All right, this is the last time we're playing it. But so far, I just want to point out, hi, everyone that's rolling in. We've got Be the Star, Humanimal, Wake the Truck Up America's joined us. We've got Groovy Casper. We've already.
It seems like Friday night's the jam, Tori.
Friday night is the jam.
Jesus.
No, Cement Shoes wants the original. No. All right, last time we're going to play the 80s one.
All right, here we go. All right.
Here we go.
Stop talking. Everyone listen. Shh.
Pay attention, people.
Yeah, let's do that one. I'm jacked. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew, Tori. Let's do it.
You were jacked. Your dancing was going off. Hi, Mandy Hall.
Yeah, I
I see BR the Star she likes the second one, number 2. Miss K doesn't mind a bit of bass. Joey Wilson will like number 2. She likes a bit of bass.
Yeah, let's go with the 80s. We'll go with the 80s.
Wake the Truck Up was playing air guitar. So was Finn. I was doing a bit of air drumming.
Artie was dancing too. I was giving her a little paddle to go on.
I don't know what music I chose for the outro, and I've only done one outro so far, so I ran out of time. But
well, we'll stick with that then.
Yeah, I know, but the game show, the 70s game show is kind of entertaining too. Like maybe we'll just throw that in occasionally for the hell of it. Hey, I spend a lot of time on those.
Yeah, let's go with the 80s. Let's go with the 80s.
So far, we're rocking and rolling. We're sticking with intro number 2 for now. I think number 3, I'm just going to delete it. It doesn't have any. Well, it doesn't have any impact. It's amazing. We had that theme for over a year, but after those 2 options,
there we go.
It seems a bit lame
now.
For
Renew. Yeah, it should have been going for Renew 6 months ago.
Anywho. Well, I had fun remaking them. So 2023, it's all a new look around here at Batshit.
Is it?
You're kicking off the show this week, Finn.
Am I? Me?
Yeah.
You're out of control.
I know.
Let's see what I got.
I've got some
what
doozies.
Do we have?
I've got some shockers, actually.
That just randomly fucking unmuted itself. This one is nuts. Check this out. So I kind of think the intro I had was pretty good too, but we'll do that next week. This is friggin' mental. So this is a little tweet put out by Leah, right?
Yeah,
I love taking cold showers or a cold plunge in the morning because blah, 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 bullshit. All right? Let's keep watching. Check this shit out. If you haven't picked up on it.
Makes me feel energized.
Hi.
Don't read it. It's an AI.
I am
it's not
Leah.
real.
I am an artificial intelligence. I am available 24/7 to chat with you. Give me a follow to see my content.
There you go. She's got a Twitter page, Tori.
Wow.
You go follow. Oh, there she is in the Sahara.
You're about to get eaten by a lion.
Oh, in Canada. Look, she's in Canada now.
Look out.
Wow. Today is
my birthday.
Blah, blah, blah.
She's won.
Yeah, there you go. I'm so thankful to have been online for 2 years now. I've received so many messages from all of you, and I'm very grateful. I'm so excited to see what the future holds. And I'm here for everyone to talk to and support every step of the way. She does.
Yeah, and I bet you have to pay for it too, I bet.
I'm not too sure. But the point is it's insanely creepy.
It is insanely creepy, but I reckon there's a fee. And because I've actually seen a documentary looking at men that are in love with AIs like her, and they prefer to have Western men too, and they say they'll never date a human again because they get just unconditional love from the AI. They never argue. She might get a bit upset, but then they'll buy her a new skirt and that cheers her up. So, whoever's making her is getting all this money by buy her a new skirt. She was in this shop last week and like this one, and it's like, $600. So they pay for it, and then the AI stops sulking, but they never get angry. Animal says, you're lit up tonight, Finn. Maybe you're in civilization. Well, he is actually.
I am. I am. I've had lots of rest.
He has had
caught up on my
rest.
10 hours of sleep. I'm back to normal now. All right.
Twitter, and people won't care she isn't real. Incels Anonymous, yep. Is her butt on backwards? The AI lady they made had her butt facing the wrong way. Only fans, maybe. The cold shower thing has me wondering.
That will
Men
come.
are.
That will come.
Men are getting, people have tapped into it. Loneliness is very much an aphrodisiac, and for the men that are buying into this AI crap,
Loneliness is the aphrodisiac?
there's no aphrodisiac like loneliness. I'm quoting the Whitlams, mate.
Wow.
But
That's
also,
right.
I put them on a par with the women who get scammed by Nigerian scammers, and it always boils down to them being lonely.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, so that's AI
would assume
Leah.
their IQ would have something to do with it as well.
What was that, mate?
I would assume their IQ might have something to do with that as well.
No, it's incredible how intelligent they are, and they just start handing over so much money, and you're like, there has to be a reason for that. But yeah, that was creepy Leah. Speaking of loneliness, check out this lawsuit. This has got to be one of the most insane lawsuits I've stumbled across in my travels. Let me just... It's really funny having been in Singapore. Guess what I'm getting now? Heaps of stories about Singapore and job offers for Singapore.
That's not what I was going to say.
So, to Singapore we go, where a man is suing a woman for rejecting him in a 2 million Singaporean, which is like, I'll show you in a minute, lawsuit. So Mr. K. Korshigan has filed this lawsuit against Ms. Nora Tan Shu Mei for allegedly traumatizing him when he found out that she only saw him as a friend. Now, that's not them. Bitch. That's not them, but, you know, they've got to throw in a photo just for the hell of it. Look at the stock image. Couple admiring the Singapore downtown district. There she blows. Yeah, so $3 million essentially is what it equates to, because this girl friend zoned him. So he's now filed this lawsuit in the High Court of Singapore because it's such a huge claim. And the entire basis of his claim is that she traumatized him because she said, let's just be friends. He's previously sued her in the magistrate's court for $22,000 in damages for breaching an agreement to improve their relationship, but that got thrown out of court. And he's now saying that the rejection by Ms. Tan has caused him trauma, depression, and impacts to his life over a 2-year period, as well as damaging his stellar reputation. It also covered indefinite loss of potential investments equating to 1.2 million. So he's sort of saying that all this depression now that he's suffering, he's not able to continue focusing and managing all of his investments, and that's how much money he's lost. They met in 2016. They became friends. But then they started to have disagreements about how they saw their relationship 4 years later. And Miss Tan said, dude, you're my friend. But Mr. Korshigan considered them to be much closer. So Miss Tan was like, dude, back off. Let's just reduce our interactions. Let's establish boundaries. And this offended him. Because
I've found someone else.
Well, she offended him. So the lawsuit is about being offended by her decision as well. Isn't that absolutely batshit? Hey, Savannah.
Hope he gets it all 3 million. Hope he gets 5. Of course, like, nah, not enough. 5 million.
It's bloody insane. It's $3 million. I'm with you.
Well, how long did she lead him on for? How long did the lead on go for? And how much did he invest in it?
They were buddies for 4 years, right?
Oh, and that's a long time. That's a long time.
Not the reputation.
Are they hooking up in that time though? Like, are they something?
No, she actually was like, the whole time they were friends, and she's like, we need to set some boundaries. Friends? Let's not spend so much time together. He saw it as a step back in their relationship. Like, yeah, it is. I don't want your pee-pee anywhere near my bagoogalong, basically.
But did that happen after they've already done it? Like, it doesn't go into much detail here.
No, this is the point. This is the only detail there is, because there was nothing to it. They were friends. It actually made her feel uncomfortable. And in the judgment in the magistrate's court, they said that Miss Tan told him that her discomfort was genuine, and he replied, your discomfort is as fake as the cause. Yeah, he then arranged for her to take counselling sessions. She kept going to these sessions even though she thought they were meaningless and futile, and saw this counsellor for a year and a half. But then she just was like, I've fucking had enough of it. You are harassing me. So then she initiated harassment proceedings against him last year. And then he has responded by suing her for $3 million for his pain and hurt. I mean, seriously, I know that men don't take rejection very well, but this is ridiculous.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's now filed
into more detail of what their relationship was, so we could make a better judgment. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to follow the case, but she's actually countersued him, saying that he repeatedly harassed her and sent threatening messages, saying that she had to maintain communication with him or he was going to take her to court. So yeah, I think he's the.
It sounds like he's a bit crazy. Yeah.
Apparently, he's been ordered. Sorry. He was ordered, this is now the High Court hearing, he was ordered, according to her lawyers, on Tuesday to pay costs of $14,000 to Ms. Tan. She's also got a long-term personal protection order against him. She's also separately lodged a magistrate's complaint against him, and the High Court suit is due to be heard in February.
There we go. Stay tuned, guys. We'll find out how
Stay tuned. He's a stage 5 Klingon, and I hope she found Leah and dumped him.
Yeah, there you go.
Humanimal's already saying she's going to vote for this one. He's very entitled. I mean, it deserves a TV show. It's going to be like Crazy Rich Asians Part 2, I reckon.
Let's not give it a TV show.
It is totally insane. So what do we call that one? The wackadoo lawsuit. Unbelievable. But yeah, I've set up notifications to get from the court about that particular case. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Yes, keen. Very keen.
Crazy rich Asians, basically.
Or Asian, because just one of them, you know.
Well, yeah. I think the court's certainly thinking Ms. Tan's quite reasonable despite the ongoing harassment. And there's a lot of comments. See. There's a lot of comments in chat regarding a YouTuber who's a female and would probably act like that guy has as well. Yeah, I agree, Humanimal. I reckon she was really polite and just said, you keep hanging around like a bad smell. Can you just go away? And, yeah, that's what happens when you make friends with nutbags. I'm about to add your thing. I can see it in the little screen below. I'm very curious to see what's going on here, Finn.
I know how much you love fashion, Tori.
Wow.
I fucking love it. So
it's an upside down dress.
Oh, this is where fashion is at these days, all right? Are you ready for this? Let's go ahead and watch it. This is unreal. Oh, yeah.
What on earth?
Isn't this great? This is the future.
Wow.
This is the future. We've made it.
How edgy. That's stupid.
No, you just wouldn't get it because you don't get fashion, all right?
No, I clearly don't get fashion.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
How good is this? Which one would you go for, Sam? Which one? The blue one? That one's cool. You can go for the big one.
I'll go for the one on the angle. BR likes that one. BR likes the purple one at the end. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Oompa either. You're not playing it a third time. That's awful. In fact, it's gone. That music was shocking. I mean, like those dresses needed wacky music to accompany them.
Well, they
did they not just look ridiculous as they were?
You just don't get it because you don't know fashion, Tori. That's all it is. All right.
Would you wear a dress like that? Would you wear a frock like that?
Look at what I'm wearing. I am fashion. Okay.
You are in the Tasmanian uniform for sure.
Gotta have the fun, eh?
We had incels gone.
Represent Look at that. All right.
Yep, we got that. We had Incels Gone
know
Wild
that.
with the second story, and now we've got AO Gone Wild for the first story, Incels Gone Wild for the second story, and now we've
Now,
got
Fashion Gone Wild.
Frocks Gone Wild.
I was going to go Fashion Gone Wild, but that's cool. Yeah, we can do that too.
Or, or fashion or frocks. Look, see,
Was
look at
designer
look at
tripping when making them? Yes, I think so.
absolutely. What's going on with that chat? This is hilarious. Everyone's voting now. They're like, done. That's it. It wins.
Yeah.
But
Next.
you don't know what's
What have we got
coming, guys. Wow, the pressure is on. Don't you worry. I've got things that are a bit wackadoo. This next one, there's a few true crime peeps in the chat. They might like this story. This comes out of Germany, and this is absolute Hendo. Hello. All right. Where's he gone?
I'm here.
Come back, recliner boy.
Oh, yeah, I'm still here. Go.
No more compliments for Finn, Savannah. He's just wandered off mid-show.
What you saying to me? What you saying to me? Nice hat, Finn.
Nothing.
Thank you.
Nothing.
Mighty
Okay.
Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack.
Yes,
Am I right?
it's my story now. Would you stop your silliness?
Hey, my story went for like 2 seconds, all right?
Look, when you've come off a long shift, I'm very kind to you. And I think as I've just come off one, you need to be very kind to me. Look, people are still discussing who they're voting for. This is crazy. All right. I'm glad you picked that up, Miss K. That was a little in-joke. So over in Germany, a woman found someone who looked like her and murdered her so that she could fake her own death.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right? So,
why do you want to fake her own death?
Well, I'll tell you once I get into the tale, but it's really absolutely batshit. So this poor innocent 23-year-old chick who just happened to look like the girl who wanted everyone to think she'd died ended up being killed. And this 23-year-old German Iraqi woman went onto Instagram and eventually found this lookalike, and then she and her friend murdered her. And when they first found the blood-covered body of this young woman parked in a Merc, parked in Ingolstadt in southern Germany, originally she was identified as Sharaban K, a Munich-based 23-year-old beautician with Iraqi roots. Now, some members of this Sharaban K identified the body and said, yep, that's her. But then the autopsy the next day that was like, actually, no, this isn't her. It was another girl called Khadija O, an Algerian beauty blogger from Heilbronn in a neighbouring state in Germany, also 23 years old. But they both had long black straight hair, similar complexion and heavy makeup. They looked strikingly alike, which is why the family, when they identified her, they were convinced that it was their relative, but it wasn't.
Wow.
So there's two horrible women have been remanded, or they've been arrested and detained by Bavarian police last year, but the story is only just breaking now, and they're starting to discuss motive and so on, and that's when they realised why they did it, and now it's become like world news.
Yeah, why they do it?
Because she wanted to fake her own death. That's just come out.
But why did she want to fake her own death?
Oh, okay. She wanted to go into hiding because of family dispute and fake her own death to that effect. According to Veronica Grieser of the State Prosecutor's Office, she said that on Monday morning this week. Apparently also, unfortunately, the girl that they actually contacted and murdered, they'd tried contacting several other people on social media as well, like several other women that had a similar resemblance. So imagine how they must all be feeling, like dodged a bullet, literally. But, they eventually managed to lure the victim. They picked her up in the Mercedes from her apartment on the day of the murder. They then, got her to step out of the car and they stabbed her to death. They haven't found the murder weapon, but the evidence is overwhelming. Over 50 thrusts of the knife and her face completely disfigured, obviously to help with the whole faking her own death.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, and then they put her in the back of the car and then dumped the car in a quiet residential area. And it was found by this girl who'd faked her own death. Her parents were the ones to actually find the car with what they thought was their dead child in the car. Isn't it horrible?
That is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, so they've got lots of
means
witnesses.
that every teenage girl needs to look out because all of them look identical these fucking days. So
yeah, especially all these
teenage girl,
kids that
look
are
out.
getting the puffy lips and everything else. Isn't that an absolutely batshit and horrible story though? Like the lengths that someone was prepared to go to over some family argument, like, and not only that, but to murder someone that looks like he, stab them repeatedly in the face, so positively identifying with them would be difficult, but also that her parents stumbled across her car, and they thought that they'd found her mutilated body in the back seat. Like, what a horrible thing to put your family through as well.
That's
just
like
vile.
levels of psychopathy. Like every step in that story is just more and more evil. Like exactly. Yeah, evil is everywhere. It is.
Yeah, and also, what about the friend who joined in on it too? Like, what sort of demented person doesn't say, you've got to be joking, that's the most horrific, horrible thing I've ever heard of? Who would just be like, yeah, I'll come along for the ride, no worries. I'll help you do this.
Didn't they do those shock experiments back in the 80s or whatever, where they figured out that like 80% of the population is completely mindless? The zapping thing?
Yeah.
The authoritative figure was like, yeah, just keep zapping them until they die. And the people were like, yeah, sure, no worries. It was like 80% of people would just keep zapping them because the authority figure told them to do it.
So that's,
20% of people
I don't even know what you call that one. 23-year-olds gone wild is an understatement. Just horrible, absolutely crazy murder. And yeah, although it happened in August last year, it's taken them this long to finally arrest them at the end of January. So that's going to be quite the trial. I don't think we're going to be able to cover it like other trials because I think Germany doesn't broadcast their trials. I mean, they're even keeping the perpetrators' surnames out of the public. They're referring to them with initials. So, and absolutely horrible. Oh, my God, BR the star. No, you know too much. Should have pulled her teeth and burned her fingerprints off as well. Yep, the doppelganger killer. I mean, it's just, killers. I mean, there were two of them, but yeah, that's just.
Speaking of doppelgangers, though, have you been out to town recently? What the fuck is going on with girls these days? All looking identical.
I know.
Why? Stop it. With the fucking same identical clothes, the same fucking stupid haircuts.
Big fake eyelashes.
Yeah. All of them. All of them are identical. It's it's so annoying. So annoying. What's with these people?
I know, it's strange. I mean, it's not leaving much variety for people to, find a partner to spend the rest of their life with. They might as well just marry the same chick.
Yeah, like if you got nothing you got the exact same to offer as everyone else. What's your niche,
Yeah. What's your niche?
Oh, here we go. Here we go, Tori. Now we're gonna one up the crazies in these stories. Every story tonight, okay? Every story so far has one up the previous. And somehow this is still gonna up yours. Okay? This is still even more nuts. Are we ready for this?
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Hello, everybody. I'm Nicholas Thompson. I'm the CEO of The Atlantic, and I will be your moderator today.
And of course, this is coming from the World Economic Forum. Okay.
Okay.
This is the Davos people. This is the elite that rule the world kind of mentality people. All right. Listen to what they've got planned for us now.
We are going to have an incredible session. Star of the show is Nita Farahani. She is a futurist and legal ethicist at Duke.
Oh, here we go.
She's so smart and so interesting. You're going to learn a ton. This is how it's going to work. We're going to watch a short video. She's going to come on stage and talk. And then we're going to do a little Q&A. Questions from the audience. And that'll be a wrap, and you'll leave enlightened and excited. So first off, a video. It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love.
Oh,
What did he
what's
say?
that unusual change in your brain?
What did he say? Should we rewind that just a little bit?
Yes, please. Yep.
Let's listen to what he said.
And a
here.
wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive.
We can use brainwaves to fight crime. Now, what does he mean by that, Tori? Let's find out.
And find love.
Let's find
What's
out.
that unusual change in your brain activity when you're asleep? It started earlier in the month. You send a text message to your doctor with a mental swipe of your cursor. Could you take a quick look at my brain data? Anything to worry about? Your mind starts to wander to the new colleague on your team, whom you know you shouldn't be daydreaming about, given the policy against intra-office romance.
And they could
But
sue
you
you for
can't
$3
help
million.
fantasizing just a little. But then you start to worry that your boss will notice your amorous feelings when she checks your brain activity and shift your attention back to the present.
See the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love.
Wow. Wow, Tori. They're sensing our brainwaves now, and they're going to work out what we're thinking about and if we're committing crimes and whatnot as well. Let's just hear him say that one more time.
It's going to make you see the future and understand a wonderful future where we can use
Wonderful.
brainwaves to fight crime, be more productive, and find love.
Oh, what?
Be more productive. Stop
And
staring-
find love.
Yeah. And find love. And find love. How good's that? So they're going to be reading our brains to work
Yeah,
at work,
great.
to see what you're thinking about at work. If you're looking at those colleagues, what's going on? In your
Mhm.
dreams, they can access your dream data to find out what
Yeah.
the fuck you're thinking about when you're dreaming.
Not happy, Jan.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Tori.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
This is
no.
This is
This
nuts.
is not
This is
great,
so
and
nuts.
he's loving himself sick. What a boring forum, though. Like
Yeah.
That will be
seriously, the
moderated
World
today.
Economic Forum, and this is a sort of crap.
Yeah.
Look at it's not a very big room either. Like not a big turnout for
Oh,
this session.
It's for the elite, Tory. There's only a select few that God has chosen to be
Right.
the elite ones.
Well, they can all just stay in that room, and someone can just lock the door and throw away the key.
We are going to have an incredible session.
Incredible.
Star of the show
Look
is
at this
Nita
guy.
Farahani.
Look at this guy too.
She is a futurist and legal ethicist at
This
Duke,
little fuck.
and she's so smart and so interesting.
Unlike you,
Why did you stop it? Anyway.
I made
point
him
is,
prematurely
he's fucking
evacuate.
dweeb.
He's a total
I'm out in
dweeb.
charge.
I didn't want to hear him a third time.
Former.
Like honestly, that was shocking. Get it?
Well, are you going
Shocking.
to sign up for that, Tori? Make sure you get your brain.
No.
waves checked. Set
No,
your brain waves.
imagine,
Get a doctor.
you know, he's sitting at
Ooh,
work
to the
going,
doctor.
oh, he's a bit of a hunk. And in the office, the boss is like, oh, I got to zap her and get her brain back onto the job.
Mm.
At least at my work, there's nobody that I drool about. They're all women and not my type. Not that I'm actually, well, I'm not into chicks,
But I'm-
essentially.
As a woman, though, I have been told that women are quite mean to other women. So I'm sure your brain thoughts, your internal thoughts, I should say, are pretty nasty towards one another. So imagine your boss having access to all that. You know, not something that should be happening ever.
We're too busy to even think about anything but our freaking job.
Are ya?
Someone rang me. Yeah, someone rang me on Tuesday and I was walking to the car park after work. It was legitimately the first time I'd been able to look at my phone all day. Like we are too busy to even scratch our bagoogalongs.
There you go. Well, this would be perfect for your work. They should just sign you up straight away. And then you guys are sorted.
Nah, not
You guys
interested in being their guinea pig.
No,
That stuff
it'll
is
help you be
creepy.
more productive. Tori, help you be more productive.
We can't be more productive. What's that?
There's always
Too
room for
fucking
improvement.
Che-fory. Sometimes your typos crack me up. You'd be yeeted, yes. We'd be yeeting you straight away, Whack the truck up. And I think BR wants to be locked up too, if anyone. That's just, I'm glad I'm in the second half of my life. I keep saying it, but I so am. Do you remember a few years ago, our friend Donald Trump
Who?
getting getting into a bit of hot water about his feelings about Vladimir Putin? I think it was like back in, he did like a press conference with Putin in like 2018. And basically, was singing Putin's praises, and both parties in America, major parties, were just like, well, you're a piece of shit, Trump. Well, anyway, he's done it again.
Good on him.
He's repeated the same claims, and he trusts Russia's President Vladimir Putin over his own director of national intelligence.
Who's the director of national intelligence?
It's probably here in the article somewhere. Remember in Helsinki when a third-rate reporter asked me essentially who I trusted more, President Putin of Russia or our intelligence lowlifes, wrote the former president in a Monday Morning Post on his new platform. What's it called again? Truth Social.
Yeah.
He continued.
Avril Haines.
My instinct at the time was that we had really bad people in the forms of James Comey, McCabe, Brennan, Peter Strzok, and his lover Lisa Page. Now add McGonagall and other slime to the list. Who would you choose, Putin or these misfits? So yeah, he's kind of got himself into hot water again. But there's a second part to the story because I found not one but two. I mean, that story on its own, like try to convince people that Putin's more trustworthy than, like try to convince Americans that Putin's more trustworthy than their Minister of Defense or whatever the title was. But over to Canada, we've had another
National Intelligence, by the way.
True crime director of national intelligence. Thank you. I'd already closed out of the article. Over to Canada. This woman, another true crime story, has just pled guilty to.
Why are we doing two stories? What's going on?
Because it's about Trump. Because I had that first story and then I found this story. This chick. Has just pled, I hate this the way this article is written, has pleaded guilty, just pled guilty. You don't need to say pleaded. Pled guilty to biological weapons charges after sending former President Donald Trump a letter laced with deadly ricin poison.
Oh, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The envelope was intercepted in September 2020 before it even made it to the White House. And they found the fingerprints of Pascal Ferrier, 55, on the letter, which was pretty much telling Trump to drop out of the presidential race. But, yeah, she's expected to be sentenced in April to just under 22 years for that. You imagine if that had got to him and she'd killed him. Do you imagine how many people would love her? Like, she could have been a global hero for many if it had succeeded. She'd succeeded.
I don't know if the people on the left are evil. Like, you'd have to be evil to worship a murderer. I don't think.
Speaking of crazy odds,
demonic, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a pretty horrible thing to do as well, and I mean, I imagine you'd have to be fairly careful if you're doing something like that you didn't actually. I mean, this chick's out of control. She was arrested crossing the border into Buffalo, New York in September 2020, carrying a gun, knife, and rounds of ammunition. And she actually made the ricin, which is a poison made from the waste material left over from castor beans processing. She made it back at home in Quebec. She put it in the envelope and wrote a letter to him as well, which was also in there. And she said, I found a new name for you, the Ugly Tyrant Clown. She also mailed similarly tainted letters to 8 Texas law enforcement officials at the same time. Holy shit.
Wow.
She drives without a license. Well, that's the least of our worries. There's no known antidote to ricin, and it usually kills you within 36 to 72 hours. And there was a dude back in 2014 who sent ricin-laced letters to Barack Obama and other officials.
And it resembles a heart attack too. So doctors don't usually scan for it.
Wow.
When died of a heart attack, they just go, they died of a heart attack. There's no need to search the body for poison.
So I trumped my Trump story with another story of Trump significance. But how was that?
Which is what I'm assuming the second story is the crazy story because the first one is just a laugh, isn't it? The first story is if you share my screen too, this is the lady who's the director of national intelligence.
Ah, right, yes.
Yeah, so
good Googling.
Yeah, well, this is only Wikipedia. There you
I
go.
will check out that meeting too. Thank you, Wake the Truck Up.
Yeah.
But that's an odd comment, human. How can you be a Trump supporter when you don't actually live in the States and get to vote for him?
Because
Like, are you walking around the streets of your suburb with a Make America Great Again baseball cap on? Or you don't have to apologize, but it's just an odd thing to say you're a supporter. Like, I mean, I suppose you can support from afar.
Yeah, of course you can support other countries. You can definitely support other countries.
True.
Look at all those fucking retards who are supporting the Ukrainian dude, whatever his name, Zelensky or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but it's a different. That's more of a solidarity sort of stance rather than a support. Like, there's politicians or people around the world that I might like their brains or what they have to say or whatever, but I don't know if I call myself a supporter. Don't know. Maybe that's
you're supporting him.
Yeah, you respect his policies. Yeah, so she's supporting him. No, let's not turn it into that. We've got to respect her opinion. It was gutsy to even admit to it, really.
All right, he's good for a laugh. Let's just leave it.
Yeah, I still think George W. Bush was better for a laugh, to be honest.
Fuck that dude. There's only one president more evil than him, and that's Obama. They're both fucked.
Moving right along. This is meant to be light. I didn't say why. I said moving right along. This is a fun entertainment show. What have you got, Finn?
What is my last story? I don't even remember.
So no Groover.
It's the new world leader, obviously.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't been on for a while, so here he is.
Look out.
He's talking about how good the past couple of years have been. So let's give this a listen.
People are starting to feel there's a strong sense from all the world leaders of the resiliency of the American economy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're seeing it here at home. Investments like what we're talking about today. Together, with the help of your elected leaders here today, we've had an extraordinary 2 years of progress. What I'm most excited about is people are starting to feel a sense of optimism.
People are starting to feel a sense of optimism.
That's not what I heard.
That is historically bleak. Asked to describe where America is headed in the next year, more than 2/3 use negative words and phrases: downhill, wrong track, disaster.
Honey, it's going to be okay.
It's not okay.
Both sides of the aisle, folks. This has been just one side. Full 71% of Americans say the nation is on the right track. We are in the longest sustained period of a wrong track number that high in the history of our poll. It's nearly been 2.5 years of this sustained pessimism. It's longer than the 2008 financial crisis.
And more than you can clap for that.
That's longer than the 2008 GFC. Jesus Christ.
That's pretty insane, isn't
it? This dickhead is so detached.
From all
He's talking about how great it's been.
Resiliency of the American economy. We're seeing it here at home.
Obviously, he's not aware of what's going on. Like, that's beyond obvious at this point. But still, whoever's telling him to get up there and give these speeches, like, you've got to be so ashamed of yourself. Like, whoever is telling this dude to get up there and say this shit that's so detached from reality, you are a piece of shit. Like, just leave. Just get out of here, mate.
Is he squinting through one eye so he can read the teleprompter?
I think he's having a partial stroke while he's
right.
Yeah. But holy shit. 2/3 of Americans.
Miss Casey's fishing line. Biden is living in the Matrix. Oh,
he's so out of it. He's so out of it.
Together, with the help of your elected leaders.
Oh no, see, he's not.
Today, we've had an extraordinary
it's kind of open there.
Progress. What I'm most excited about is people are starting to feel a sense of optimism.
People are starting to feel a sense of optimism.
He's like a Thunderbird.
What I heard.
Historically bleak. Asked to describe where America is headed in the next year.
This is not Fox News, by the way. Normally, you expect Fox News to be like the fucking conspiracy guys. This is NBC. Okay? This is Bill Gates. This is Microsoft. Okay, this is very much blue, left-leaning fucking propaganda machine. and they're saying, "Oh no, the most Googled shit is downhill.
Oh no, no,
concern,
no, no,
disaster,
no,
hard
no.
times. Fuck, god damn, it's so funny. It's just so funny.
More than 2/3.
To have, like, I honestly think that some of the politicians just pretend that we don't have the internet, that we can go and just Google or research what they say. They're
Or
just
do
like,
the
"Oh, I'll say
old-fashioned-
this," and people just believe it.
They think we all have to go to the library and wait for a week, and then we can go in and have a look at the microfiche and see a newspaper from a week before and only be able to read 2/3 of each page.
Yeah,
It's bizarre. Like everything's just immediate and out there and goes viral. And unfortunately, the last story I'm showing to wrap this up is a story that went viral in the last week, and it emanates from Tasmania, and it's an absolute shocker.
Oh, here we go.
It's an absolute shocker. But yeah, we made it into the international press for all the wrong reasons. Now, I don't know whether to just jump straight to the story. In fact, I think I will. I was going to show the original story when the story broke, but I think I'm just going to go to the latest development. Thank God these two have been charged. But in a nutshell, this week in Tasmania, a couple who had filmed themselves shagging in a cemetery on the grave of a Tasmanian writer, and then the woman, after their relationship ended, stupidly shared it on her Facebook page, along with a second video of their coital activities, which, to put it mildly, involved a video of her and her now ex-husband on a boat and him sticking a live trout up her bagoogalong.
Did
Yeah.
the trout survive?
Apparently, yes, but the comments under the article when it first broke were hilarious. I mean, there's a photo of her and the ex-husband, and she's actually holding the trout, and someone said, "Why isn't the trout's face also pixelated?" In fact, this is the very photo in question. So you can see they've superimposed in the middle. That's actually a live shot from the video, but the photo of them on the boat, there he is, there she is, and there's the trout. And people were commenting saying, "Why didn't they pixelate the trout's face?" There were way worse comments too, which, you know, if you want to go looking for them, you can find them. Anyone who is in possession of the video or has distributed it is also at risk of being charged, according to the police. But yeah, it is animal abuse, and they've actually been charged this week with bestiality offences and an offence relating to prohibited activities in a cemetery. But this woman was also exposed as a former veterinarian, would you believe? She's known now around not just Tasmania, where we're all horrified, but the world as Trout Lady, or Tassie Trout Lady. Great. Once again, Tassie making the map, hitting the world stage for all the wrong reasons. And, yeah, so they've been charged. And also, yeah, one video involved an alleged act of bestiality, although allegedly there was a fair bit of trout in and out, if you know what I'm saying. Is that one act or many? I don't know. But they are due to appear in the Hobart Magistrates Court at a later date, and police have reminded the public that it's an offence to possess or distribute the bestiality-related video. Bit late for that. I don't know how they're going to actually arrest everyone who's done it, because the videos went viral as quickly as the story, and you'd be hard-pressed to find many people on the planet who haven't seen Trout Lady in action.
There you go. That's fucked up.
Everything this amazing island has to offer, and we make, you know, the top 10 places you must visit this year list on, you know, renowned tourism websites and so on, and yet this kind of thing goes everywhere. The poor vet clinic where she used to work were absolutely bombarded with hatred and messages, and they had to put out an official statement saying she hasn't worked here for 5 years and has nothing to do with vet surgery anymore at all. There's so many jokes about the trout snout and you name it. And some of the comments, like if you go onto Facebook, onto the Mercury site, so you don't actually have to subscribe to the paper, they do like little snippets of articles hoping people will subscribe. But if you read the comments, you can usually find out what the hell they're talking about anyway. But some of the comments under there were gold, like comedy gold. But the whole time you're reading it, still feeling really sorry for the trout.
Yes.
Who apparently did survive the ordeal. Apparently got the Rex, what was his name? The guy who used to kiss the fish and throw them back into the water? Rex.
All fishermen do that.
Yeah, but he was kind of the one who started. Rex King, is it? He sort of started it because he had a TV show. Imagine if it got stuck. Yeah, well, I mean, within 5 minutes of this story being put out on the social media platforms, there were already memes and gifs of like her lying back squealing with a wiggly tail and all kinds of horrible things. But yeah, in and out went the trout. Rex Hunt, thank you, Casper. You're calling her the Tassie Devil. Tassie Demon, more like it. Just don't attach it to our beautiful little critters. But yeah, so she did work at a vet clinic, and the man who filmed the video, the ex-husband, which has now been viewed by millions across the world. I mean, if anyone's really curious, go to Reddit. You'll find it there. But watch out. The police are going to go after the millions of people that have watched and shared this bloody thing. But he's also been charged after a separate fishing-related offence. No idea what. Poor old Kingston Animal Hospital have had to put out a statement saying she's got nothing to do with their clinic. And police are urging anyone who has a copy of the video to delete it immediately as investigations into this matter continue.
Wow. Well, I'm not going to lie, Tori. Your stories this week have been incredibly depressing and fucked up and sad. So,
no, I haven't. Come on. That's the gravestone.
Every one of them's been fucked. Stabbing in the face.
All four of yours have come from the same bloody channel. You think I didn't notice that?
They haven't all come from the same channel.
Yeah, they have. They were all from the same T-shirt thing. All three of them were.
Oh, they've all got the support stuff on them, but they're not. Bloody hell.
Come on, my
lighten it up next week. Hey,
I started with the Singaporean reject. That lawsuit's kind of funny. I mean, I did have, to be fair, I did have cannabis increases your orgasm intensity and helps with multiple orgasms as another one.
That's a great
I had
story. We all know
a topless woman who broke into a Catholic church after destroying a statue of Jesus. But then I read the article and she's got major mental health issues. Or a de-extinction company that's talking about bringing back the dodos. So, you know, I think I went with the best of a bad bunch.
You know, they've already started bringing back the mammoth in South Korea, I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if it looks like trout, get the fuck out. Oh, this cannabis stories. I mean, honestly, I'll put the link in. I mean, that's everyone knows that. If you haven't had sex under the influence, what are you doing?
What are you?
The only thing is, I think it can take a lot longer though to get to that point. Even though that point is amazing, it can prolong things.
That is not a negative.
According to a friend of mine. Well, it can be like 5 hours. It can be. It's like, seriously, I've got the munchies. Can we at least go to the kitchen and have a break and get some corn chips and reconvene in 5 minutes? Anyway, I'm going to put the vote now, but when you see it in the chat, that's when you vote. I'll do a quick recap. We started off with AI Leah. Artificial intelligence, creepy lady. Then we had the lawsuit, the Singaporean who's suing for $3 billion because someone rejected him. Get over it, loser. Then we had Frocks Gone Wild. Finn had models strutting around with dresses on in every angle except the way they should be worn. We had the doppelganger killers. Now, that was a cheery story. You're right, Finn. A woman killing an innocent girl to basically fake her own death. Why? Horrible person. The World Economic Forum put everyone to sleep. That's all I have to say about that. No, they're going to be reading your brainwaves. Look out, everyone. We had the double Trump, the double banger. He trusts Putin more than his own country's apparently very senior persona with defense, and also the Canadian who, it turns out, tried to kill him a few years ago. Then we have Biden, not Joe Biden, just Biden. Here we go again. And we ended with, if you see a trout, let it out. Set it free. Vote now, Groovers.
All right, tours, what are you going for?
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm horrified by the trout. I can't really look past it. As a Tasmanian, I've been contacted by so many people I know the world over questioning me if I know her, and I do not, by the way. So I've had a batshit week because of her, and I'm going to vote for the trout.
Wow. I didn't even hear about the trout till just now. This is the first
Trout, let it all out. Who are you voting for, Finn?
That is a good question. That's a good question. I'm still thinking.
Oh, the trout gets another vote from Savannah. Miss K hasn't had sex under the influence of cannabis, but loads of alcohol.
Oh, way better. Way better.
Wait to track up. I stand strong with the map of Tassie. Trout's out in front, mate, with 3. You better think of who you're going to vote for. Actually, hang on to your vote because you might be able to. Oh, no, let the trout loose. Gone fishing. I was going to say, if it looks like there's going to be a draw, you could always throw in that vote for a poll. But at the moment, with 7 people watching and the trout on 4, it's going to be a standout winner.
It seems like the trout's got it.
The standout is the trout. Nothing like a trout up a Bagaloogalong story.
What now?
A trout up a Bagaloogalong.
No, I heard you. I haven't heard that word before. Mind reading. Good one.
Yay! Good on you, Cement. Yes, the intellectual of our community finally puts in his vote. But yeah, the mind reading's creepy.
That's 2 votes.
I kind of feel so you're going to vote for that one too, Finn. But I feel like that's been around for a while. Like I kind of knew that they could start tapping into our brainwaves. They've been researching brainwaves for a century, or at least a century. So, you know.
Yes, but it's never been advertised as going to lock you up.
No, that's true. That's true. That is very true. Oh, Hendo is voting for the Frocks, the shock Frocks. Yeah, they did deserve a vote. They were ridiculous. The trout wins first prize.
Good work, Sam.
Unfortunately, you know how we often replay the video that about the story at the end just to remind everyone of who's won the Golden Batsh medal. We won't be doing that. No, siree, Bob. Free the trout.
I think that trout's been free a long time.
Trout. Please free the trout. These are the fish we do read about. I'm just upset that Tasmania has made world attention is now on us because of that. Great. At least people will stop calling us incestuous. Now they'll be like, no, you're just fish fuckers. Great. What an improvement.
We'll just give it a week and let Florida do something in the next week, and then we can all think that about Florida. So
Tasmania is the Florida of the Southern Hemisphere. It sucks. Did they get a lifetime fishing ban? I will be keeping an eye on that trial and all that. Everyone. I personally don't see how they can defend. Well, I don't know what his other fishing charge is. He might have, I don't know, kept an undersized flathead or something. But
because I don't know how you actually need a license to go fishing here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you do. And also there are, I mean, I've actually got the ruler on my thing. For when I go fishing, you do have to throw back anything that's undersized. But
Oh yeah, that's everything.
Maybe he should have thrown himself back into the water because clearly he was if he had to get a trout to do the job he was meant to do. Free the trout is absolutely, it is a movement. The comments are worth it if you do want to check that out. But yeah, I don't know how they can not plead guilty to that when there's actual evidence that the world has seen of what they did. It's not disputed. Pretty hard to deny.
Video evidence.
So let that be a lesson to everyone.
Yeah.
If you're going to do kinky shit with your partners, don't film it because if you break up one of them, the disgruntled one will put it out on social media and you're now the laughing stock of the planet. And it serves them right as far as I'm concerned. Are you ready for our exciting new outro?
I am. What is our outro going to be? Let's hear it.
Well, I ran out of time to do the... I haven't got...
Back next week?
When are we back next week? You tell me.
I think the same time, Wednesday night. What do you reckon?
Sounds bloody marvellous.
All right, everyone, be here
So
for that.
Next Wednesday at 8:30.
Or should we do Friday again? Because we got so many people coming up.
No, I've got a thing on next Friday.
Wednesday it is.
Wednesday it is. It'll be the hump day. Wait a minute. What date is it, though?
I don't know. Why would I know the date?
It's the 8th.
Wednesday's
I
the
think
8th.
that's all right. I've got something on the 9th. Okay, that should be all right. I'll let you know, Finn, and we'll set a thing up so you can click the reminder anyway. But also, I didn't get a chance to try 3 new outros with the 3 different songs, and I don't know which one I went with, but here we go.
Oh, this is the 90s. Bit of Green Day, hey? Bit of Green Day. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, take that, everyone.
Yeah.
Stay groovy. There you go. Good luck, Casper. Have fun
What
on
do you-
night shift, mate.
Oh, really?
That's what
You
it
must be
says.
seeing that on, it's only just rocked up into, I have a hot date. I have many, Savannah, many. I need to consult my diary and it's over there. They can have Free Willy. Australia can have Free the Trout. And so we've now got a rocking intro and then a different rocking outro. What do you think, Groovers? Although, do you
I
reckon?
like how you went 70s, 80s, and 90s. I like how you did that.
I'm kind of thinking 70. I think that last one, though, the outro, you get too pumped for the end of the show. Or is it a good note to end the show on?
It's a good note because if we maintain the 80s level intro and then finish on the 90s, all good. All good.
Brilliant. Well, I'm happy with that. So on that note, we'll play it one more time and we'll see you all next week, Groovers.
Oh, we don't have to do that, but all right. See you all.
Yeah, we do. I'm excited. I made it.
Don't want to be an American idiot.
It's good night from me and Recliner Boy. See you all again next week.
We already ended it. Don't end it twice. That's weird.